All right, a deeper learning to your awakening process. This would be the point in which you're like, hey, where you really start like feeling like, hey, maybe I do resonate with this stuff. Maybe there is something to this. Okay. That's when the awakening is truly starting to happen. When you start to see gifts in other people, that's an awakening. You guys will start to recognize each other. It's almost like you've been going around with blinders on your eyes, and all of a sudden the blinders are off and you're like, wait, you have this too? You have this too? I can't tell you, honestly, when I started doing readings, most of the people that initially were coming to me were like, tell me about my love life, tell me about money, tell me about my career. And now I feel like what is being attracted to me is so many of you are starting to wake up. You just don't know what to do with it. And I don't even know if you know it's an awakening. You're like, what's this new thing? Or why do I see things this way now? Or why am I feeling this? Okay. If you think you're crazy, that's probably a good sign that you're being awoken. Okay. Because it's like all the things that you believed or thought were true are starting to fade to the wayside. And then all these new ideas and concepts are coming forward. So to dig deeper into, the work, this would be studying people like Carolyn Mays, Joe Dispenza, who's some good ones, Brian Weishart, Eckhart Tolle, Wayne Dyer. Those are like some, Greg Braden. There's like a lot of people out there that you can start like clinging onto and start researching. And you may not resonate with them 100%, and what they're saying may not feel 100% true to you. That's fine, but just go and start researching them and learn about them. And because a lot of them work together, and they'll lead you to somebody else, or they'll oppose someone else's idea, and then that'll throw that other person's name at you, and you can grab that and go look for it. So when you start to do the work, that this part of it is more of like, it's almost like you're back in school and you're studying. So you'll be studying one person or one thing. You'll be studying like either astrology, or maybe you're into the tarot cards, or maybe you feel like, hey, I need to start studying about psychics and mediums because I feel like that's part of who I am, or the whole energy part, that'll lead you to some other people as well. So there's different, you all have different spiritual gifts, different psychic abilities. And I'm going to call them psychic abilities because I feel like that's a good umbrella for us to put all this stuff in. You can be, psychic where you see things, hear things, feel things. You can be psychic where you have dreams, or you just have, you're talking to somebody and you just know something, or you walk into a room and you can feel that something's off. This is being like an empath, right? You can be good with the cards. You can be good at astrology. There's a million things that you can put under the blanket of psychic abilities. So digging deeper in is, this will be a phase in your life when you feel like you're researching, like you're truly trying to find out the answers. And I don't know that there's truly one answer out there, because we're all different. We all have possessed different gifts, and no one person is going to completely resonate with you, because only you are you, right? Learning to take care of yourself and stop worrying about the rest of the world initially. What are you doing? What can you control? How can you be happy? How can you be successful? How can you be abundant? That's where you should start your journey, because without you getting right with you, the awakening only partially happens, because you need to see this in yourself so that you can easily identify it in people around you, in the world around you. So when people ask me, where do I start digging? Like, where do I start this study program? I always say, learn about your chakras, and you can do that anywhere. Google that, and, it'll take you a million places. There's 7 main chakras. Start researching. Abraham-Hicks, love her. Okay. Like that, that's where I'll start you at. I always start people when they're like, where do I start my like digging, right? So I'm like, okay, Abraham-Hicks, Esther Hicks is a person who channels information, and she deals with spiritual entities on the other side that she refers to as Abraham. Watch her a little bit on YouTube first so you can get a sense for who she is and, what she stands for. Her energy is a little bit different, but once you listen to her, I feel like it makes her book a lot easier to read. The next thing I would say, this will be like a little bit of a, kick in the ass, to if anything, is reading the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So this kind of just, tells you that you're responsible. Like, you can blame people, but that's not what it is. This is all about you. It's about letting go of your ego. It's about being your true, authentic self. So that's another book I would put out there. All right. Another person that you can look into is Brian Weishart. So he is, you can read about the modality he uses, and you can also use his modality as a tool for you to become more awakened. So that's something to look into. So start there, because that's a lot. It'll take you on a journey. I'd also look up, if you're looking for other people, more of energy type work, a little bit of science behind it. You can look up Joe Dispenza. He's amazing. You can look up Greg Braden. He also talks about, the energy of the heart. That's a big thing for him. And miracles that are being performed just by, pure energy work. So so I'll stop there, because that's enough. So, or Carolyn Mays too. So I'll bring up Carolyn Mays, because she kind of intersects with the whole chakra thing. If you look up Carolyn Mays and chakras, that'll probably be a good starting point for you as far as the chakras go. So those are the, people I'll throw out there. There's a couple of books that I'll throw out there. The other book that I'll throw out there is, when I was reading it, I was, it referenced religion a little bit. So if you're, you don't want to reference religion, as part of your spirituality, read the book anyways, because it really is good in the way that, he lays it out is amazing. But the 4 agreements, now it's a little book, but there's a lot of information in there. And the thing that I like about it is that he takes you through and wants you to do these exercises at the end of the book. So it's great for you during this learning process, like when you're studying this stuff. So again, it's the 4 agreements, and that's going to be it. So that's your homework. That's where you guys can start. It should be a good start. And if you don't feel attracted to it, study it for a little bit and then let it go. It's just not your thing. That's fine. So start there, and then we'll go to the next phase.